Now to a look at the coronavirus across the state of Georgia, the curve continuing to flatten as cases and deaths level out here. Today, the Department of Health reported 40 new deaths, and that's consistent with the current 14-day average of about 44 deaths per day. The previous 14-day average was about 50 deaths per day, which shows us we're seeing a slight downward trend. It seems to be a similar story with cases. There were about 1,360 new cases reported today, and that's lower than the current 14-day average of about 1,500 new cases a day. So it's also lower than the previous 14-day average.